Hey everybody, this is Aeroica. Thanks so much for joining me for another video. So here we are in the middle of December, and Dungeon Boss has decorated our game with nice Christmas theme going on. And in addition to that, they have also decided to decorate our heroes list with the introduction of a brand new hero. Now, you may not have seen this today or heard it today because there was a sort of a very covert type of introduction. They did show you the splash screen for Igorok, and they were going, telling you that he was available in the portals, and that you could go ahead and maybe have a 10 times the chance of getting extra tokens or unlocking him. But there was no mention of the new hero anywhere in this in the events, right? So I go into the quest log today, and I'm looking at because I've been trying to 6-star my Igorot forever. So I go down and I'm checking out these tokens, or the quests rather, for the tokens, and as I scroll down to the bottom, I end up finding these 3 quests here, which are for the new hero, Ice Bloom. Now, there are 3 series of quests that are available in here, and they range from easy to medium to hard. And the one that's listed as being easy is the Selwyn one, which is this one right here. When you click on travel, this will open up a single dungeon. You will have to 3-star it at least once to be able to use loot keys, as with all typical dungeons. And when we look at the type of mobs, and all of them are like this, but they're all water, with Igorok being the final boss at the end of the dungeon. But what we do have here is the chance for Selwyn to appear on the platform, and if you were to take him out and kill him successfully, it would rack up a series of kills for you, which would yield you a pack of tokens towards Igorok. All of the dungeons are 4 packs, or 4 platforms rather, and then you have the boss. And I've noticed that Selwyn and all the sub bosses that are in here do appear on that 4th platform. So it's something that if you don't have it by the 4th platform, you're not going to get it. We also have the medium one, which is going to be for Therent, and the same principle applies. We still have the same water mobs that are available, except now instead of Selwyn, we're looking for Therent on that 4th platform. And then this one, the last one, which is definitely harder, is the Yoko. And there's listed H for hard, and here is all, again, the same mobs, except now we have Yoko. And I tell you, you can probably figure this out by the number of times I did it. I went ahead and did 30 kills for Selwyn and 30 kills for Therent, and I cleaned up and bridged the gap between the unlock with Yoko. The spawn rates were also, I would say, in degree of frequency, also match that going easy to hard. So the Selwyn spawn rates are significantly better than Therent, and Therent's spawn rates are significantly better than Yoko, and Yoko was terrible. I don't even have a ratio to give you, but I just know that I only killed him 5 times, and it took me a long time for that to actually happen. So in any case, let's go ahead and actually take a look at this hero, since that's why you are more than likely here. I'm going to go ahead and go to my little heroes list, and we'll open her up. And here is the character sheet for Miss Ice Bloom. So first things first, you've heard me in other videos make a mention that I hate when they recycle frame, or what do you want to call it, character models for other heroes. It bothers me. So here it looks like they at least did something different. This one doesn't have that blocky face, and dare I say, she actually has a figure instead of the blocky triangular type models that we've seen in other heroes. So it takes 100 tokens to unlock her, and when I did that, I got her as a 3-star, so it's like getting her from the portal. When you click on the question mark, you'll notice here that she's only going to be available in the heroic summon. But for now, these quests are available, and if after watching this video you decide she needs to be a part of your team, I would start using those. It's definitely possible to unlock her, but it is not possible to not spend gems. So you will have to refresh or buy energy with it, or buy a pack of energy from the shop, because you're going to run out, because it's not going to be the level, the ratio of random spawnings for Selwyn, Therent, and Yoko are just too hit or miss for you to be able to say that you're going to get it without having to spend money. I'm just telling you up front, it was probably not going to happen. So either do it or wait for her to get in the portal and cross your fingers and hope that you get her from there. Anyway, let's go ahead and take a look at some of her stats. So before we get into the traits, let's go ahead and take a look at the statistics. I did take the liberty of leveling her up to 60. So these are what the stats are going to look like when she is at the top level. And these will be valid, of course, until they raise the level cap, which I haven't heard anything about yet, so this information should be good for a while. So the first trait that she has is freeze immune, and we would expect that from an ice caster type setup. She cannot be frozen, which is good. For the second trait, she has icy embrace. All allies will heal 35% when frozen, which is really cool, because when you figure going up against Igorok's Polar Pound and that has a chance to freeze, this actually might be helping you inadvertently, right? So that's not too bad. And the third one is going to be, and this is kind of a neat one actually, she avoids her first death blow, but she will have to stay at 1 HP, and you will have to do something rather quickly to get her healed back up again. So let's take Tasumi attack, and he comes after her, and he attacks her, and his last hit would technically kill her. Instead of her dying, she will remain active and available, except she'll only have 1 HP. And so now you have two choices. The first one I think is going to be more viable, which is for you to go into your little bag and take out a heal potion, which you've probably collected either from treasure chests or wherever, and give one to her immediately. The other option, and is probably not going to work that often, is allowing her to hang out with that 1 HP and hope that your healer comes up available soon and also has a heal spell ready to go. And if neither of those two things are there, then she's probably going to die. So I would say this brings some viability into using those heal potions, which is good because honestly, I never use them. I mean, very rarely do I ever have to use them. So I guess now I actually have a reason to care about whether I've got one in that bag or not. So I was only able to ascend her a single time, and I will show you what those other ascension spells are going to be. But for now, I took the liberty of leveling these up to 60 as well. We have our basic wand attack, and then for the first actual attack that she has is going to be Let It Snow. That is a ranged cold wind that attacks all enemies for 505 base damage at level 60 with a chance to freeze all of the heroes. So sounds like an AoE attack. And then the last one is, or the next to the last one is Cryo Sleep. Freezes all enemies solid. And this is kind of neat because the enemy cannot take any damage from you, but they also cannot give any damage to you. And where I think this has applicability, at least in PvP, is going to be for, at least my opinion, Yoko. That guy's dizzy attack, if I can't take him out in a single shot, it is basically I have to survive for about the next 3 full rounds of heroes going by before I can actually do anything with him. And that dizzy spell just lasts forever, which means I'm missing, I don't know, 95% of the time, 97% of the time. So this would be cool because if you could target him with it, depending on how she comes up in the roster as being, you know, whether she's available before he attacks, you could hit him with this and kind of take him out of the game for a second and hopefully get yourself geared up to be able to take him out before he has a chance to do anything. So something to think about. That's just one application that I had thought of when I read this. When we look over at the Ascension, this is the second series of Ascension. I am not able to ascend her because I am missing 5 of these Cold Fire Evos, and I can't even make them. Which kind of sucks. I really wanted to do that, but I'll have to farm for them and get them later on. In any case, we can still at least look at what her abilities are. So the first one is her next spell or attack that will be available. And this one is going to be Misdirect, which will force enemies to target another target in her party, and then will give her a defensive buff. At level 1, it looks like it's going to be 6%. Guaranteed when you level this up to 60, percentage is going to rise with every level that you apply to it. So, and that makes total sense, yeah? So the next one is going to be Icy Embrace, and this will, all allies will heal 50% when frozen. This is a souped up version of the earlier version of Icy Embrace we talked about. That one was 35%. This one is now 50%. And the last one that we have here is the Chills, 50% chance to slow the target when dealing damage to an enemy. So this again is going to be one of her passive traits, and so that will be available for her anytime she attacks. In any case, this is Miss Icebloom, the newest addition to the Dungeon Boss Heroes collection. As I said earlier, she is currently available in the series of quests, and you should have those available to you. Other than that, it appears that she will be available in the Heroic Summon after that, should you decide that she is somebody that you need or think you would be beneficial to either your PvP team or PvE team. Anyway, thanks very much for stopping by for the video. I greatly appreciate it. If you haven't already done so, please go ahead and subscribe. If you've already unlocked this character and you have any opinions about her, good or bad, please feel free to leave those in the comment section. I make an effort to respond to everybody that takes the time to put a post in. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great holiday, and I will see you at the next video.